Hi everybody, I'm Sascha Goetzel and welcome to Off Stage here on Check the Gate, the format where you find out everything about what's going on off the stage. And tonight, this afternoon, I have a very special guest for you, Dario Vero from Roma, who will join us now. Hi Dario, good to have you with us.
Hi.
So Dario, let us know, how are you feeling? Wow, a lot of inspiration there, huh?
Yeah.
So how is the weather in Rome today? Here in Vienna, it's beautiful. How is it in Rome?
Rome here is everything is okay. It's fantastic. It's fantastic weather. We're having like a kind of super spring, kind of summer here. So
Wow.
everything is good except for the virus. But
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
We all deal with it. We stay home as much as we can and
Of course.
doing some new series online. Tell me, Dario, so how you're a great composer. I mean, you're one of these new generation composers. You did, I see, the Stolen Princess, the Spy Stories, 250 series. You're in contact with many of the great game developers, writing hymns and themes. So how is it to become a composer like you are for all these big companies?
To be a composer, honestly, it's fantastic. It's something that you have or you don't have. So I started to think to be a composer when I was really young. Of course, I was a musician. Music is part of my life since I was a little kid. So for me, it's kind of natural thing to compose, to create music, to play music, to perform music. So it is a part of me. But then you became a professional. So and this is and that's the point. So when you became a professional one, so you have to be, trained, and it is important not only to be inspired, but also to be serious, to be again trained, to be prepared for everything. So that's that's it.
But basically, you're classically trained, so I know you go to many concerts. You try to learn all of this kind of things, right? So you're very much in the classical scene as well.
Of course. My inspiration, of course, it is like Stravinsky, Chopin, or Richard Wagner, or Strauss, or Bach, or I don't know.
Okay, so
Debussy, Ravel, it's a lot of things.
So when the people come to you, these directors from the movies, or also the gamers, right? What are they doing?
Right.
They're like saying, okay, give me a tune to that scene, or how is it going?
Well, sometimes it is like this is the scene, and please let us know if you can do like a theme or something like that. Some other time they give me the script. And they give me some suggestion or some flavor, like we need some magical things here, and then we need something more, surrounding, or something more romantic, or more aggressive, or more...
Okay, so I tell you something. I give you a scene now, and you tell me what your music comes in mind.
Okay. I will try. Okay, let me try. Let's do this. I will record this, of course. Okay. So what I just did is record a percussion. You listen to the click. It's like tick, tack, tack. Okay.
Right. But really... this is not Christmas. I mean, if I have a Christmas like this, what you just...
I will show you. We are going now in some Christmas atmosphere. Let me just do a little...
Don't forget, we have a dog too. We have a library too. I wanted to make it a little more complex.
Of course. So let's go in the Christmas time is here, right? So Let's try this.
So is this the clink? Is this the glasses on the when you sit after dinner and you're drinking a little bit of wine? Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay, great, fantastic. So let's have the first questions. Maybe you told me that some people wrote you beforehand and they wanted to know some special things for you about the composing, right?
Yeah. I have a lot of questions, and it's great for me to give answers to all these people. So, right. I'm ready.
Please, yeah. Just tell us the question, and
okay.
Tell
so a lot of people, they ask me to what is the software that you use or stuff like that.
Right.
I use Pro Tools by Avid for score, for everything. But honestly, I'm not in love with softwares. I mean, it's just a software. I'm not as.
So you're writing basically.
I do handwriting. So
okay,
this is just technology that is useful when you're in a pre-production, time. There's no time. You're in a rush, and people like producers, they need some preview. So you produce music with the Pro Tools. But in the end of the story, I still do pencil and paper. And with the live orchestra and things like this, thanks God. So
when you're talking to these directors, right? Do they actually show you the scene? So, for example, now I'm a director. I'm sitting in front of you. I look at you and then say, Dario, I'm your father. Would you really do?
Let me do this, my dear father.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little distortion in the sound, but yeah, exactly. So do they do that? They actually right away show you a scene nobody of us has ever seen before.
Of course.
And you do the music?
Yes, this is my job. So basically, they give me sometimes the scene, sometimes the script, sometimes the pre-production. And for example, when you work with animation, a lot of time is you're in the middle of the process because they call you like 1 year before or 6 months. Yeah, so there's nothing on the screen. Maybe there's some puppets moving like that. So you have to imagine a little bit. Or for TV series, for live action in which there's a lot of special effects like sci-fi or things like this, you have actors in front of the green screen. So they move and they act, but there's nothing behind the stage. So you have to perform and to write music and compose using your imagination. So hi everybody, there's a lot of friends there.
Yeah. Although Ivan joined us from Super Ego yesterday. So this is fascinating. Tell me now about, we know we love John Williams, right? We Morricone. There are so many amazing, really great movie composers all the time. So tell me, from your side, which have been the most influential people you listen to?
Of course, in the film music industry is, of course, John Williams.
He's the hero, right?
He's the hero. It's for me, the hero. It's my hero. It's not it's for me, it's the best. It's fantastic. And I know, of course, that he also used some other composers to try to have some, inspiration. So it is good. It's fantastic to know that it's so complicated.
Who are your composers? Inspire you? Which composers inspire you?
Oh, a lot of composers. For example, I can show you here a piece from an animated movie that is called Song Princess, the one that I just scored. And I'm now working with these guys on another new one. Anyway, I hope we will have the right audio here, but just in case it's available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. It's the first 10 seconds of the entire soundtrack. It's basically... it's the attitude, the atmosphere. I was inspired, I have to say, from Richard Wagner. It's just the attitude. So it's like this. So it's
Wow, it sounds amazing. You just did that?
yeah, like pencil
Wow, it
and
sounds
paper.
fantastic.
Yes, a lot of
Wow.
time. Yeah. So basically, here it's not a secret. Here, it is my homage, it's my inspiration. It was, of course, the atmosphere, the attitude of Wagner. So,
Yes,
what is the
amazing.
problem?
So tell us just quickly. I mean, I know it's stupid to say even quickly in that kind of process, but when you work, how do you work? So everybody gets a feeling who is listening today, how you work actually when you do your compositions. What
At
is you
first,
first write the melody, or you start with the rhythm, or it's
could be both, but at first, what I always look for is the theme. So the right melody, the right atmosphere, and of course, it pop up in my mind with also with the orchestration and with the related sounds. So it's like I have in mind, it pop-ups in mind, like the right technique of the right instrument. But just in case, what I do is avoid the piano or the guitar or any other instruments and use my imagination. And just sometimes I record some notes on the iPhone or stuff like that. And then I start with orchestration, like pencil and paper is what I usually do. And then I start to put everything inside the Pro Tools. And this is the process that I usually do because it's quick when you are in a rush. So I will show you if you want something.
sure if it's okay for you. Yeah, sure.
Of course, it would be great. It would be great.
Okay. For us, it's a treat, of course.
Okay. So, like for example, this is another piece that I composed. It's the hero theme. Of course, when you think about a hero, you think about major chords because he's a hero. You think about, of course, perfect intervals like perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and octaves. And you think about horns, think about percussion.
Now you go.
I'm here. Oh, you there?
Yes, we are a little bit frozen, but maybe it's just a moment. So okay, we're listening. No worries.
So okay. So basically, what I did is just to build a theme, and I'll show you how. Just like I remember, I recorded the theme just with guitar, and I sent to the producer on WhatsApp, and he said, "Okay, it's good." So I started to orchestrate.
So that's how it works. You just send it there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and then the theme is basically it's this like. So the intro and then so it's like classical here. So what I do, this is the result. I will show you the result. This is the hero theme. Let me just push a little bit volume. So basically, of course, here there's a lot of John Williams influence in the orchestration and in the production, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is basically how you start working. I think it's an interesting process because you're a guy who works off stage. So this is for many people, you're not the performing artist on stage, but you're actually the performing artist off stage. So it's amazing. And I also saw a picture actually where you are conducting. So sometimes you have to go in front of the orchestra, right? You have to play with them that music and explain them probably the scene, right? It works that when you sit there and you conduct, you have the movie playing, or you just have the click tracks? How does it work? It's
no,
like you conduct it.
I have the click track, of course. The click is because we're synced. There's a sync that is really locked to the pictures. But I use my hands a lot of for all the dynamics. So for the pianissimo, and then for the fortissimo, and then since it's really tricky because somehow we have to fit the hits of the scenes. So sometimes you have 4/4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in the scene, something's happening that is not 4/4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really tricky. And I have to check for example, for the flute or the triangle, and just to say, hey, it's time for you to enter. It's time for you to stop. So it's kind of tricky. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Sounds everything fascinating. Now, I've heard, I checked the gate, we always have a little treat for our watchers and listeners in the end. And I've heard you made up your mind and you really thought about giving us something which remains with us.
Of course. Yes, since I mean, it's amazing what you're doing here. And I'm really happy to be there, to be here with you, with all these guys here.
Thanks,
and I thought about, atmosphere. It's like people around the world, all over the world, they want to know something about offstage, what is happening here. So a lot of things are moving. So this is for you. This is the idea that I just scored today.
This is the first official check the gate thing.
Yeah. Just give me a second. So. Okay. Enjoy the theme.
Okay, thank you so much. A little bit of
You're
a
welcome.
treat for us, check the gate. I think you sent me the file, digital, so we can even have a little check the gate theme in the future. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Dario, was great having you. Was great talking. Take good care of yourself. Our next show for you viewers will be tomorrow at 12 o'clock with Maddalena Del Gobo. We have a little interview. She's one of those artists putting a private platform online and performing every day in her afternoon tea. She will talk a little bit about this. Dario, thank you so much for our episode. And hopefully we see each other also in person very soon again. Best to Italy, best to Roma. Ciao, guys.
Ciao. Ciao, Sascha.